Hello, everyone. My name is James Copeland, and today I will be talking about who I think will be a better fit for national security, President Trump, or former President Trump, or Vice President Kamala Harris in this upcoming election. So, for my choice, I will personally be picking Donald Trump to be better in domestic and foreign issues. But first, I will go into some positives that Kamala Harris holds, and I think she could be good for. Then I'll go into the cons and explain why Trump might be better in those certain situations. So, first off, Kamala Harris is really strong in climate change. She has fought as Attorney General against big oil companies. She has fought to take that. She fought to take down some of Obama's policies to help big oil and continue fracking in the Pacific Ocean. They recently passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and that by a very thin margin, which has helped to produce more clean energy and through that put more money in the pockets of Americans that way. A lot of Americans don't think that that has helped so far, but it hasn't been out very long, so time still remains to be seen on that. And then this is also a negative for Trump. He has claimed climate change is a hoax and does not exist. As he would say, it's fake news. But we know that that's just not the case. Um, Going on that, another positive for Kamala Harris is her strengths on cybersecurity and AI technologies. She wants to promote more safety in our elections. She was a big proponent of that before the 2020 election, in helping to increase security on that and prevent hacking, like the Russian hacks in 2016, and also just safety of AI and making sure that countries can't attack us or hack us in any other way, like I said before with Russia in 2016. Now we go into some of the cons. Most importantly in this election, the argument seems to be is immigration. Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, she has been known as the leader in trying to prevent immigration, and that has not worked out very well, and she's not built a good reputation on that, with over 11 million illegal immigrants coming into the country. Um, and that has really uneased a lot of us, and we don't like all those illegals coming in with those backgrounds. Some of it has gone good, to get more people in, but Trump was definitely a lot tougher on securing our borders, even shutting down the government, and started building the wall to help ensure that in his first administration. So I definitely think Trump would be a good candidate to help close down the border again and help make sure that we can decrease some of those illegal crossings and just overall help make us safer. Um, Another kind of pro for Trump is foreign policy and wars. I definitely think Trump would be better in the Ukraine and Russian war with that conflict, because he, a lot of people like to criticize that he had a good relationship with Russia and China, but in my opinion, I believe that that kind of helped to prevent these wars. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. I can see obviously the flip side of why many might have thought that to be the case, but as soon as Trump left office, we got into these involved in these wars in Ukraine and now the one with Israel. I'll get to that in a minute, but the war in Ukraine, I think, could have been prevented under Trump. I think he was tough on Russia and it would have made sure to the best of his ability to make sure that Russia would not have invaded Ukraine. And also, I think Harris, this is a low point for her, as many Americans are not very happy about the billions and billions and maybe even trillions of dollars being sent over to Ukraine and the aid. And I think a lot of Americans are kind of sick of paying for a war that we don't really have a lot of influence in, I guess I would say. And it doesn't really impact us all that much. Obviously, the Ukraine war is not right, and that is a big deal too. I also wanted to touch on why I am not going to be mentioning the Israel and Palestine conflict because both of the candidates support giving money to those countries, and that doesn't really align with what I think would be good for the country. Just because I don't think supporting either one of those countries is in our best interest. That's a conflict that's been going on for years and has reignited over time. The two sides will never agree, and I don't think the funding and helping towards Israel will end that war, personally. Um, so yeah, I think that Trump, I don't think either of them are particularly amazing. But I think Kamala Harris definitely has a couple of pros with helping us in climate change and advancing into cybersecurity and AI for our future. But overall, right now, I think some of our biggest issues are those more domestic immigration issues, trying to stop the bleeding at the border, trying to prevent the wars that have started during the Biden administration that weren't here under Trump. He has pledged to, I don't know how well he could do this, but he has pledged to end the war with Ukraine before his inauguration, which I don't know how possible that is, but he did seem to have a pretty good relationship with Putin, so maybe he could figure something out. But yeah, overall, I think Trump will be tougher for us and won't be as much of a yes man in protecting us on our home front, domestically and foreignly. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day.